Hello gremlins, it is I, Axel Potato, and today we're playing a game. It was recommended to me by someone on Instagram, so I thought, let's try it out. Okay, let's sell our soul to the privacy policy. Prologue. Who are you? My name. My name. There we go. I was clicking the wrong thing. My name is Axel, my pronouns. He, him. Confirm. I, the magician. My name is Axel. I am a student of the magical arts, and I put my long, dirty blonde hair up into a messy bun. I live and train in the city of Vesuvia. Tonight, the evening fog is thick, blanketing the street in an ethereal, milky glow. I linger at the window to appreciate the tranquil scene before drawing the curtains shut. I'll miss you. My master, Azra, the fortune teller. I know nothing of his past, yet he's taught me all I know of magic. Must you leave tonight? It's the dead of a moonless night. The right time for beginning a journey. His eyes twinkle in the low lamplight. Here, take this. For you to play around with while I'm gone. A gift, how unusual. My tarot deck. It's the last thing I expected him to give me. The tarot deck is Azra's own creation, imbued with great power. There's two options here. One could go really wrong, so let's go for the better one. You think I'm ready, Master? You're still calling me that. You know I can't answer that for you. You've made incredible progress, but you still won't let go of your own doubt. Do you think you're ready? Why don't the cards ever answer my questions? I don't? Well, I may not have all the answers you seek, but the cards do. You know how to use them. And you do know how to use them, whether you believe it or not. Master Azra has that look in his eye as he pulls back the curtain leading to the back room. Let's see how well you've learned. A few rays of starlight peek through the gauzy curtains. It's been a while since we've practiced. 'Cause you're always gone? Maybe. Someday you'll find a real teacher. Well, I'm here now. Let's see how powerful you've become. He's always going on about how powerful and gifted I am. His confidence is hardening, but I don't know where it comes from. When I sit down, something brushes against my ankle, smooth and cool. Oh? He reaches down from the side of the chair and holds out his hand. A long purple serpent winds her way up his arm. She flicks her tongue out at me. That is so cute, bro. Honestly, bestie homie now. It's Faust, Azra's familiar. She's pleased to see me, I think. If we're all here, let's begin. I shuffle the deck. His gaze follows the cards as they slip through my fingers. So I have to choose. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Gorgeous. The High Priestess. Azure leans in close, expectant. And what is she telling you? Is she speaking to you now? When the cards speak to me, it isn't in any human tongue. Nonetheless, when my mind is clear, the answer comes to me. You've forsaken her. I have? Yes, you've pushed her away and buried her voice. Azure frowns but says nothing, waiting for me to continue. She calls out, but you won't listen. Master, if you ignore her. A sharp knocking on the stairs rattles all three of us. A customer at this hour. Did we forget to put out the lantern again? Just as well, I can't stay any longer. Azure gathers his things to leave. I wonder what he's doing this time, and what he'll bring back. But I know better than to ask him. He never answers. Well then, take care of yourself, Axel. He still has something to say, but he won't say it. Until we meet again. He parts the curtains soundlessly and slips out the back door. Azure's barely left when the mystery visitor knocks again. Impatient by the sound of it. Let's open the door. Why not? What's the worst that could happen? I open the door. The figure steps inside and begins to unwind the shawl from their neck. Forgive me for the hour, but I will not suffer another sleepless night. The elegant cloth slips away, revealing the visitor's face. At sight of her, my heart leaps into my throat. The Countess Nadai, here in my shop, in the dead of night. Please, you must read the cards for me. You've come to the right place. The Countess relaxes ever so slightly, her gaze sweeping over the shop. So I'm told your reputation precedes you. Beggars and nobles alike, the people of the city whisper your name in wonder. Though in my dream you were different. No matter, I come with a proposal. Dream? Yes, an unwelcome ability I have come to possess. My dreams are haunted by visions of a future waiting to unfold. The future I saw, the one that brought me to you, is the one I will not allow to pass. What is the proposal? Are you nervous, perhaps? You needn't be. I require very little of you. Come to my palace and be my guest for a short while. You will be afforded every luxury, of course. I ask only that you bring your skill, and the Arcana. The Arcana. She must be talking about Azure's tarot deck. I will alert the guards to expect you tomorrow. But before that, I want to see those talents of yours myself. Shall we do a reading? Okay. And under her imperious gaze, I usher to the humble back room. The Countess seats herself across from me. Her gaze darts around the small space, before falling on the cards on the table between us. As I shuffle the deck, she folds her hands before her and closes her eyes. Let's go for the bottom one. The Magician. She peers down at the card, studying its face. How very appropriate. And what does this magician hold for me? My mind is clear. The answer comes to me as easily as ever. You have a plan. One that's very important to you. And should I set it in motion? Her eyes pierce me, flashing brilliantly in the lamplight. Yes, now is the time to act. Everything has fallen into place. Say no more. Abruptly, she stands, giving the card one last glance. She throws back the curtains, striding into the shop proper. Your fortunes are straightforward, much the same as the others I've heard. And yet, you are the first to pique my interest. The Countess crosses the door, winding the shawl around her face. Ahem. Open the door. I nearly trip over my feet in my haste to open the door. The Countess merely looks amused. I'll see you tomorrow, then, at the palace. Pleasant dreams. With that, she glides past me and out into the night. For a moment, I'm frozen, staring at her figure long after it has vanished into the mist. What could the Countess of Vesuvia want with me? A mere apprentice. All that talk of my reputation. Could it be that she mistook me for Azra? I'm still mulling over it when I hear a harsh, muffled voice. Strange hours for a shop to keep. Who said that? My heart darts around the shop, chasing the shadows in the dark. Behind you. Sure enough, when I turn, I see a figure looming against the door. So this is the witch's lair. Then who might you be? My heart starts racing as the masked intruder advances. Negotiate. Who's asking? I managed to spit something out, enough to give them pause. I'm asking. I'd rather not do it again. The squeal of leather makes me wince as the stranger reaches for their mask and tosses it to the floor. Ooh, he's pretty. As I suspected. Shock. Horror. You know who I am, don't you? I do know his face. I've seen it around the wanted posters in the city. But his name eludes me. No matter. Quickly now. Where's the witch? I take a deep breath to calm myself. It seems he only wants information, nothing more. Master Azra is gone. I don't know where. He never tells me. Master, is it? Ahem. I won't pry into your personal affairs. But if you don't know, and I don't know, why don't we ask your magic cards? Huh? That is what the room in the back is for, isn't it? I give a hesitant nod, unsure of the motives behind his odd request. After you, then. He drops himself into the reading chair looming over the table. Go on. Go on. No need to be shy. I don't know your name. My name? For the reading, I need to know your name. Oh, right, of course. Call me Julian. Hesitantly, I take my seat, his eyes tracking my every move. As soon as the card is flipped, my mind starts racing. Death. The card whispers to me, but before I can understand it, Julian interrupts. Death! Death! He barks with uncontrollable laughter. He turns away from me and the cards, raising his eyes to the heavens. Death cast her gaze on this wretch and turned away. She has no interest in an abomination like me. Struts out of the back room without a backward glance. Overcome with confusion, I follow at his heels. Wait, that's not what death means. But Julian heaves a heartfelt sigh, shaking his head. No, my fate is sealed. But you've been hospitable, so I'll let you in on one secret. Your witch friend will be back for you. He's taught you his tricks. You may even say that he cares for you. He lifts his mask from the floor, staring into its glassy red eyes. But when he returns, seek me out, for your own sake. Don't let him fool you, shopkeep. After giving me a long, hard look, he fixes his mask back in place. Well then, the hour is late, and I am out of time. The swirl of his great black cape, he throws the door open. It slams shut behind him as he disappears into the early morning fog. To the High Priestess. I've seen many strange things in my time as a magician's apprentice, but the events of the night were the strangest yet. Seeking at a moment's rest, I go upstairs to lie down. Slip away, lost in dream. The sky is no more than a slim green line against the endless horizon. Azure sits behind me on the back of a strange beast. Master, are we there yet? Dark clouds bear down all around the landscape, a shifting sea of rust-colored sand. Ahead is a road of perfect black stone. Far enough from home, I think. Far enough for what? For answers, for clarity, and I need them soon. Storm is coming. He points out to the distance, his voice dimming to a wistful whisper. I strain to see where the path leads, but it keeps changing. Soon there will be a crossroads. How soon? Where do they lead? Depends on which one you take. His hands reach for mine, but he stops just short. Sands rise all around us on a chilly wind, blotting out the sky. For now, Axel, rest. I fall into a dreamless slumber. When I wake, dawnlight is filtering through the dusty windows. I spend the early hours preparing my things, casting wild shadows on the walls. I'm to meet the Countess at the palace for some unknown purpose. I throw on a traveling cloak and hurry outside, dragging the heavy door shut behind me. After last night's intrusion, I turn the first lock, then the second and the third. Almost satisfied, I press my right hand to the door, and I whisper a cross-me-not spell. White whorls glow deep within the door, slowly fading into the grain. I'm about to leave when the hair at the nape of my neck rises in alarm. Someone is right beside me, a dark shape looming in the alleyway. The form is entirely human, though enormous in size. Their flesh is scored with scars, clean and jagged, shallow and deep. Shrouded in a pall of weather-beaten furs, it's hard to make out a face. They are definitely watching me. They stand between me and the road to the palace. I'm just gonna walk past, dude. There's not... Man's big. Man could probably squish me, but I have magic. It'll be fine. Take a step forward, watching the figure cautiously. Stormy green eyes follow my movements as I enter the alley. The stranger makes no move. A voice, like distant thunder, rumbles from beneath their robes. You're in grave danger. The earthy scent of myrrh washes over me, and I stop in my tracks. He will return uninvited. He will offer you a gift when you need it most. Turn it away, or you will fall into his hand, just like the rest of us. I blink, trying to process what I just heard. There is shuffling behind me, the dragging of rough cloth and chains. Then, silence. I look up and down the foggy alley. I left the shop, and then, wasn't someone else here just now? I shake off the fading thought. I don't have time to dawdle. The Countess is expecting me. Exhaling deeply, I continue towards the narrow, mossy steps to the marketplace. Mans is ignoring something. That's not gonna end well. It's early yet, and the marketplace is already wide awake. All around me there are sounds of bartering, laughter, and vendors hawking their wares. A voice I know well calls out to me over the sea of noise. Axel, have you eaten? I've got that pumpkin loaf you like in the oven. Won't be long now. Come sit down, talk for a while. I sniff the air, and my stomach twists in hunger. Then again, I should be careful at the time. I am eating some good pumpkin bread, bro. The baker's son's speckled face lights up with a broad smile. He leads me to the booth, and a warm, spicy scent surrounds me. As I settle against the back wall, he offers me a steaming cup. Where is Azure? Sleeping in? Sip my hot, minty drink. It's on a journey. Aw, and where's he run off to this time? I shrug. The baker gives me an odd look. Didn't tell you? I look down at my cup, watching steam curl and twist as it rises. He was acting strange. The baker sighs, folding his arms over his chest. So he's off on some mysterious journey. That's nothing new. But what of your mysterious journey, if I may ask? Shaken from my reverie, I blink up at him, startled.
There's been whispers all morning, you know. They say the Countess's escort rode in the neighborhood round dawn.
Gives me a meaningful look, clearly fishing for gossip. But I smile and shake my head, downing my drink. How's that bread coming along?
Mysterious as ever. You and Azure both.
The baker goes to a small wood stove to check.
There, all wrapped up for the road.
I place a coin on the table and hand off my empty cup.
Now run along. Don't take the Countess raiding.
I give a backwards wave and head back out into the flow of traffic. I climb up the well-worn steps when something catches my eye. Fortune teller's booth tucked away in a shady corner. How nostalgic. Azure once operated out of a place just like it. As I'm lost in my musings, a patron emerges from the booth.
Lucky numbers? Check. Groceries?
I don't notice them backing into me until we crash into each other.
Ack!
The impact makes me stumble, teetering on the edge of a step. It also upsets the basket placed on the stranger's hip, which sends a dozen pomegranates rolling down the stairs.
Oh, perfect! As if I wasn't already running late.
I'll help her. I drop into the crouch beside the stranger to help.
I spot a pomegranate as it's about to be stomped under a stray hoof and swipe it away the last second.
When I hand it back to the stranger, her eyes sparkle with delight.
Oh, thank you! How sweet of you to help. And after I bumped into you in the first place.
Together, we hunt down the rest of the pomegranates. They're a little bruised, but no worse for wear.
Well, I can't thank you enough.
They offer me a hand. The skin of their small palm is rough against mine, calloused.
Probably shouldn't do this, but...
Rubbing it off on a sleeve, they offer me a fruit from the basket. When I accept it, the stranger gives me a smile that warms my chest.
Take care, all right? I'll see you around.
The stranger's eyes widen as they take a closer look at me.
Wait, I know you. Wait, I know you.
I'm at a loss. I have no idea who they are.
You're Axel the magician. Countess Nida said we were expecting you.
We?
You can call me Portia. I'm Milady's head servant.
Oh, all the pieces click together. The pomegranates were for the palace. And Portia's name rings a bell. I think I've heard of her, through gossip on the market.
Well, how lucky were we? Come on, I'll show you the quickest path to the palace.
As the sun journeys across the sky, Portia and I climb stair after seemingly infinite stair. The higher we ascend, the fewer travelers we encounter along the way. By the time we reach the top, I can barely walk, though Portia seems just as energetic as ever. She pauses to let me catch my breath.
Axel, I'm glad you're here. The Countess could use good help. And you do look like a good sort to me.
When we reach the palace, it's near dark. Before me is a towering gate of twisted iron. Beyond that, the palace rises in a swirl of glittering spires. 2 guards stand on either side of the gate. Their eyes glint at me from behind their helmets. But they lower their weapons when they see Portia.
Ludigo, Blumidia, this is Axel. He'll be staying as our guest. Axel, Ludovico, and Bloodmilla.
I want you to know that I will be mispronouncing that every time they appear. The guards nod at me, their stiff posture relaxing. In unison, they both open the heavy iron gate.
After you, Axel.
The gate slams shut behind me, and there's no turning back. Portia leads me across a long, steep bridge. Some kind of eel twists through the swirling waters below, glowing like a bloodless ghost. Portia tugs on my arm, leading me away from the edge of the bridge.
Come on, we don't want to keep Milady waiting.
As we approach the intricate doors, anxieties start to rise like bubbles coming to a boil within me. Is this wise? What awaits me in this fortress so far from home? Too soon we are standing before the doors.
Here we are.
She swings her fist against the copper plating. 3 skull-rattling strikes. As the last echoes fade, the pendulous doors swing inward. 3, the Empress. How many of these are there? It's been 30 minutes. Can I exit the game? Thank you, Gremlins, so much for watching. I think this is going to progress beautifully. We are about halfway through the prologue. Complete the prologue to unlock romantic roots. One will take you on a different journey through the 21 major arcana. So yes, that is what I'm doing. We're gonna complete the prologue in the next video, and we're gonna just have some fun with it. So I will see you all gremlins in the next video. Thank you all for watching, and if you'd like, please drop a like and subscribe. Bye bye!